Mate, Daniel got dropped in the first round, and I said, he's winning the fight. Everybody around me looked at me like, what? I'm like, he's winning the fight. And then guess what he did? He fucking fight. He just bit bodies, gumshoe, and carried on.
What about that first knockdown? What did he do with Fabio Wardley?
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything we've seen before. You know, and today, Sam Smith was right. He goes, you're only a world champion.
The highly anticipated clash between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has finally come to an end. And here's how boxing legends reacted to the showdown.
I thought it was going to be. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. These two guys, they gave everything, heart, soul. I mean, I don't want to hear any more about Daniel Dubois being a quitter, and what a heart Fabio's got. I mean, they both took big shots, carried on all the way through it. I mean, it was just a brutal fight, which was all about guts and determination, and probably one of the best heavyweight fights I've seen certainly in the UK.
Yeah, it certainly was, and it was called Don't Blink. Everyone said it wasn't going to go the distance, but it did go a lot further than I think a lot of people thought it was going to.
Me too, because they took the shots. I mean, when the first round, when he got caught on the head, it's like when he fought Kevin Lorena. You get a bit discombobulated when you get caught on the top of the head, and he did well to get over that.
What about Daniel Dubois and that?
Daniel was fucking amazing. He was getting hit, but he was not quitting. He didn't have the quit in his eyes this day. You can see we wanted to win the fight.
I'll tell you what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a fight that was, and listen, fair play to Fabio Wardley.
It was unbelievable fight. It was a very crazy, very hard fight. Yeah, I like it.
How did you see him fight progressive when Fabio hurt Daniel in the first round?
Yeah.
Did you think he was going to go on to win?
Yeah, but you know, this is heavyweight boxing. You know, first of all, when I see the situation, I say crazy now. Fabio will stop the fight early. But you know, you see the result.
You see Fabio's face, it was bloody, it was a mess. How much heart and desire did I both show him better?
It was very hard for him. You know, I think today, yeah.
And Bill, Fight TV, joined by Buddy McGirt. Buddy, what a main event that was. What did you make of it?
Hell of a fight. I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Do you think that created that false sense of like the fight was kind of heading towards Fabio's favour, that first round knockdown then?
When the knockdown happened, I was like, oh shit. But then in the third round, I was like, I don't know. And then once Dubois' jab started landing, I told the guy sitting next to me, it's over.
A lot of comments online complaining about the referee and maybe saying he should have been pulled out. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, listen, in a fight like that, because you've seen Fabio Wardley pull himself out from the brink of getting beat before, you can understand why Howard Foster didn't want to jump in the way. He gave him every chance he could, took him to the doctor twice, I think, and the doctor said, you know, carry on. But personally, if it was me, I'd have pulled him out a round ago and saved him from that finish. He finished on his feet, but he took far too many shots.
A word on Daniel Dubois' heart. Everyone all this week has been bringing up him quitting and not getting back up, questioning his heart, and he showed a lot tonight.
Well, I think when, you know, he went in against Joyce when he was young, people said he quit. He didn't quit, he had an eye damage. And since then, you've never seen him quit. And it's come back well. It's great to see him get the win after everything he's been through. But at any point, Fabio Wardley could have pulled that shot out of the bag. I mean, he had him down twice in the opening rounds. So, you know, fair play to Dubois, composed himself, believed in himself and came through that fight and got the win in the end.
Cool moments where Don Charles seemed to be kind of slapping Daniel Dubois in the corner.
Right.
As a trainer yourself now, what do you make of that? Is that something?
Wake him up. You know, calm down and you got knocked down. So what? Wake him up. Once he started using the jab, it was over.
We know in the past Fabio's shown tremendous heart. He's done it again.
Well, listen, I love Fabio. He showed a lot of heart. Hell of a champion.
Oh, where did you get that?
I hijacked 2 guys coming in, man.
God bless you.
Very quickly as well, obviously Callum Smith was due to face David Morrell before the injury. David Morrell with a shock loss tonight to Zach Chelly. What did you make of that?
You know, listen. This is boxing, man. Anything happens. You know what I mean? So he took on a tough guy. He didn't take a walk in the park. When you get a guy that has everything to gain and nothing to lose, they're the worst guys to fight.
Even a seasoned veteran like Derek Chisora admitted he couldn't pick a winner, explaining that his close ties to both camps make it a no-win situation. He expressed deep respect for both fighters and their teams, choosing to remain neutral rather than risk taking sides. In his view, the matchup is incredibly balanced and unpredictable, with one certainty: a high-stakes battle where both men would be pushed to their absolute limits.
I'm gonna sit on the fence on this one. I'm not gonna
Pick a side.
I'm not gonna pick a side.
You normally tell us to pick a side.
I'm gonna sit on the fence because
we need you, Derek.
I know Don is training Dubois, and then the last time I always give prediction, Don gets all upset and I'm not talking to you. Why don't you have loyal to me? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm not gonna say anything. And I like Fabio. You know, I've known Fabio for years. I see him. We talk. You know, there's always mutual respect there. So I'm not gonna say who's gonna win or who's gonna lose. So I apologize for that. But all I know is we're gonna have a good fight.
Don is a good man as well. Yeah. I've got a lot of time for.
Yeah, so
Don
this
Charles.
is my reason why I'm not picking a side, because both fighters, they got something I know about them. So wish them luck, and I hope they come out ring safe.
Frank Bruno also shared his advice on how to deal with a dangerous opponent, delivering a simple but chilling message. He warned that there's no room to play it safe or linger in the pocket. According to him, the only way to handle Fabio Wardley's relentless aggression is to match it with the same level of intensity and bad intentions right from the opening bell.
To be honest, if you have to, go in there, he ain't going in there to mess around. And when he's going in there, you can see he throws everything with bad intention. But if you were going to fight him, you've got to give him bad intention as well.
Frank Bruno also raised concerns about Daniel Dubois' inconsistency, pointing out that while Dubois at his best looks world-class, he can struggle and become unpredictable under pressure. He questioned whether Dubois' power alone would be enough to stop Fabio Wardley, who is known for his relentless and physically imposing style in the ring.
He's a funny guy, 1 minute he's up, 1 minute he's down. And sometimes when he gets around his head, he starts going to do some funky movements, you know what I mean? If he can keep to the Daniel that we all know at his best, knocking for 6, but I don't think he'll do that in this guy. The guy's very, very dangerous guy, very confident guy, and you can see he desperately wants to do well for himself, and he will do with the power what he's got, because breaking the man's jaw, breaking the man's rib, or breaking the man's nose is different to do that in our days, but these days he's just breaking wherever he is.
The analysis gains deeper credibility as Fraser Clark, who has shared the ring with Fabio Wardley and sparred with Daniel Dubois, offers his perspective on both heavyweights. He dismisses the idea that Dubois is mentally affected by past setbacks, suggesting that his personality and mindset make him resilient to the usual psychological impact of a high-profile defeat.
The fight going 2 ways. I can see Fabio Wardley winning it. I can see Daniel Dubois winning it. I can see Daniel Dubois spectacularly outboxing Fabio Wardley if everything goes well for him on the night. I can see Fabio Wardley stopping Daniel Dubois at any point and breaking him down. I can see a 12-round war. I can see the fight ending early on either side. That's what makes this so exciting. 2 young fighters in their prime who are extremely exciting in their heavyweight.
As the expert analysis reaches a fever pitch, Veteran boxing journalist Gareth A. Davies embraces the beautiful unpredictability of this matchup. He describes it as a true heavyweight wildcard, where logic and stats can only go so far. According to him, every possible outcome is on the table, from a tactical masterclass to a brutal early stoppage, with the fight balanced on a razor's edge.
Look, I think both fighters will go into it full of confidence as well. Even though Daniel Dubois is coming off that defeat to Usyk, I'm not sure it would affect him as much as it would affect other fighters. Knowing him as a character. Fabio Wardley, he probably feel like he's just floating on a cloud right now. I think everything in the last little few months he touches turns to gold. He's just been fantastic. He's improved an awful lot. And when I look at him now, I see the confidence that sort of radiates off him. Even though he didn't win the title in the ring,
he beat Joe Parker.
But he beat Joe Parker, which is basically a world title fight, isn't it? So as a boxing fan, and obviously everyone loves the heavyweights, you couldn't ask for much more than this fight. And like I said, I think we're all in for a treat. Because I don't know.
Dave Caldwell dismisses the idea of a lucky punch, arguing that Fabio Wardley's ability to find a way to win comes from thousands of hours of calculated training in the gym. According to him, what may look like a miracle to the crowd is actually a pre-planned execution, one that makes Wardley dangerous right up until the final second of the 12th round.
Ask for much more than this fight, and like I said, I think we're all in for a treat because I don't know.
Who are you leaning towards?
I'm gonna say, after being in the ring with him twice, and obviously we know what happened, I really struggle to see past Fabio Wardley now at the minute with anyone really, because he seems to find a way, and I've seen vulnerabilities from Daniel in the past. So I think my head sort of says, and my heart actually, I like Fabio, so I think it sort of leans that way. But Daniel Dubois, I've said this a million times, other than
Dave Caldwell also points out the tactical flaws in Fabio Wardley's defense, noting how he has been troubled by the jab in past fights before relying on his power to turn things around. At the same time, he highlights Daniel Dubois' underrated technical ability, suggesting that if Dubois stays disciplined, he could break down Wardley's rhythm and neutralize his late-fight danger before that decisive moment arrives.
Denny and Wardley is the and that Dubois can expose him Wardley. I think it's a very, very close fight, by the way.
I think Fabio will know himself. He only has to look at his face after most of the fights. You know, he's marked up a lot. I think his defense has had to get better or needed to get better. But I do think off the Hooney fight and the Parker fight, I'm seeing the development of Fabio Wardley as a boxer. I think he's improving in most departments, to be honest. So I think he has bridged that gap, whereas Daniel, I've always thought, has got very solid basics, but maybe the emotion of the situation sort of might overcome him sometimes.
Fraser, you've been in with Fabio a couple of times.
Duke McKenzie breaks down the defensive structure being built by Daniel Dubois, focusing on how his size, high guard, and stance can make him a difficult target to hit cleanly. He explains that if Dubois keeps his chin tucked and shoulders tight, he could form a defensive wall that helps absorb or deflect incoming shots from Fabio Wardley. According to McKenzie, it becomes a fine game of inches, where small technical adjustments in positioning and guard could decide whether Dubois exits exchanges safely or gets caught in dangerous moments.
Against Fabio Wardley, Daniel Dubois is a big guy, okay? We all know that. He's got big shoulders. He holds his hand, his lead hand, his left hand really, really high, keeps it up nice and high, keeps his right hand, his backhand up by his chin, got big shoulders, uses them big shoulders. He uses them shoulders almost to protect himself, protect his chin. But he needs to make these shoulders more what we call rounded, keep them a little bit more rounded so they're a little bit more closer to his jawline, because that's where the bullets are going to start coming from Wardley. So he's going to have to keep his shoulders up nice and high, keep his left hand up nice and high, keep just a little bit of weight on the front foot. So as he steps into Wardley, we all know Daniel Dubois has got an excellent jab, okay? He does. Doesn't matter where he throws it from, where he throws it from his chest, where he throws it from his shoulder, it's an excellent jab. So what he's got to do, he's got to keep that jab nice and high. He's got to be pumping it out, maybe in 1, 2s and 3s. We don't generally see Daniel Dubois throwing a triple jab, so maybe a double jab would be more conducive for him. It might work better for him, a double jab. So what you see with Daniel Dubois generally is that, a big jab, a big jab, a big jab, a big jab. He's got big shoulders. My shoulders aren't as big as his. What I'm saying is, he uses them shoulders nice.
Duke McKenzie shifts the focus to the offensive threat of Daniel Dubois, highlighting the powerful combination sequences that have overwhelmed many opponents. He warns that if Fabio Wardley becomes stationary for even a moment, he could be caught in a rapid burst of hooks and straight rights. McKenzie describes this approach as having a brutal, almost mechanical efficiency, designed to trap an opponent on the ropes or in a corner and unload heavyweight power shots with devastating effect.
Dubois got a trademark left hook. So he goes double jab, right hand, left hook, all off the front foot. Double jab, right hand, left hook. It's quite a savage punch for Dubois, actually, just thinking about it. He goes double jab, right hand, left hook. He just gets maximum body weight between the shots. If Fabio Wardley hasn't used his footwork to get out of the way, he's a sitting target. Because once Daniel Dubois catches him, he drops everything. And in doing so, double jab, right hand, left hook, right hand again. You might see an occasional uppercut. He's not an uppercut merchant, Dubois. He's more of a hooker. He likes a hook, a left hook, double jab, right hand.
Duke McKenzie describes Daniel Dubois not just as a pure puncher, but as a patient pressure fighter who gradually closes distance and shrinks the ring. He explains that by stepping forward behind his jab in small, calculated increments, Dubois can take away space, limit movement, and force opponents into uncomfortable positions. According to McKenzie, this style can feel overwhelming because it builds pressure over time, turning the ring into a tighter space where mistakes become more dangerous as each round progresses.
Hands come out quite quick, which is quite surprising given his size. But he gets maximum leverage, he gets maximum speed just by planting his feet. Daniel Dubois is what I call a predator in the ring, which simply means he doesn't hurry anything. He's like a predator. He just stalks you slowly, and cuts the ring size down in what we call bite-sized pieces. You don't see Daniel Dubois doing this at any point. He's not that guy. He doesn't do that. Daniel Dubois, he keeps his shoulders up nice and rounded. He keeps his hands up. He keeps his chin down a little bit. He pumps the jab. And every time he pumps that jab, he's just closing the ring size down because he takes half a step in. So he's not taking half a step out. He's just cutting the ring size down.
So that's everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop your thoughts on this epic showdown between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois in the comments, and let us know who you think had the edge. Don't forget to subscribe for more boxing breakdowns, analysis, and fight updates.